What risks do changing tides pose to your boat's keel? Imagine the water pulling back from your boat, revealing the seabed beneath. That's what happens during a tide change, and it can create some tricky situations for your boat's keel. When the tide drops, the water level decreases, and your boat might sit on the bottom or come close to it. If your boat is in shallow water, this increases the chance that the keel could hit the seabed or underwater rocks. This contact can cause cracks, dents, or even damage to the keel's structure. If your boat runs aground during low tide and waves hit it, the impact can be quite strong. Waves can cause the boat to be jostled sharply onto the bottom, sending sudden vertical shocks through the hull and keel. Without the cushioning of water, these forces are much more intense. This can lead to broken keel bolts or damage to the rudder bearings if the rudder also touches the bottom. Boats with deeper keels or rudders that extend below the main keel are especially at risk. They are more likely to hit the seabed first when the tide is low. On the other hand, boats with shallower or wing keels might be less vulnerable in shallow water, but they are not immune. If the bottom is uneven or the tide falls quickly, damage can still happen. To stay safe, it's important to keep an eye on the tide charts and plan your navigation accordingly. Avoid anchoring or passing through shallow areas during low tide unless you are sure of the water depth. If your boat does run aground, secure it properly to prevent excessive movement. Check the tide forecast and wave conditions to avoid impact from large swells or strong currents. After grounding, inspect the keel and hull for any damage or cracks. Understanding how tides change and affect water depth helps you plan better routes and avoid costly damage. Knowing your boat's keel design and the seabed conditions in your area also makes a big difference. By paying attention to tide schedules and local bottom features, you can reduce the risks and keep your boat safe during tide changes.